This is Donald Trump, though, hasn't ruled out a special ID for Muslims, saying in an interview that, quote, we're going to have to do things that we've never did before. Joining me now is President and CEO for Act for America, Brigitte Gabriel, and President of the National Jewish Center for Learning and Leadership, Rabbi Brad Hirschfield. Brigitte, I want to go to you first. Would it be going too far to say that Muslim Americans should be required to carry special identification?
Well, that is not even possible or even effective to do that in the United States. There are far more effective ways than issuing Muslims special IDs saying that they are Muslims. Listen, Charles, I come from a country, Lebanon, my country of birth, where our religion is written on our national ID. You are either a Christian, a Muslim, or a Jew. When the war started, the Muslims started massacring us simply because we were Christians. Now, in America or the rest of the world, Christians and Jews don't massacre people because of their religion. In America today, even though we have a problem rising within the Islamic community with terrorism, there are other ways to monitor the community and monitor the mosque instead of starting to issue IDs.
How would you do that?
There are many ways we can monitor the mosque. Listen, we used to do that under George Bush. We have actually foiled a lot of plots because we found out information from eavesdropping on mosque. There was a mosque that I remember that was actually where they found chemical materials that was being developed in there. So there are ways to monitor the mosque. We can have informants going in, imams who are teaching radical education. They can be expelled out of the mosque and replaced. There are many ways to monitor the community instead of issuing IDs.
You know, Rabbi, you're a man of wisdom. I've known you for a long time. A slippery slope, we start to say, hey, you know, we want a certain religious group in this country to carry special identification?
It's more than a slippery slope. That idea of religiously based markers or ID bans is both legally indefensible and it's morally reprehensible. I mean, it's absolutely bizarre. It's completely inappropriate. And as Brigitte said, it's not even security offensive because people can fake IDs of that notion. How can you prove someone is of any one faith? It's outrageous. And what's really spooky about it is it actually is resonant for me of the yellow stars that Nazis asked Jews to wear. And so what's really interesting is both the left and the right seem to be retreating to Holocaust analogies in some pretty weird ways these weeks.
Honestly, that's the first thing that popped in my head, too. But as Brigitte said, there's no doubt that there are centers in this country where, you know, the radicalization process is going on. It's not just social media.
That's correct.
How do we combat that? How do we thwart their efforts to turn our youth around? I'll let the Rabbi answer, then Brigitte, I want your opinion.
Well, the one thing Donald said that is absolutely true is we can't do business as usual. If people really appreciate that there's a war on terrorism, this is not simply a matter of law enforcement, but a real war on terror, business as usual will not work. That means enhanced forms of security, enhanced forms of monitoring, and yes, while I am not in favor of closing our borders, it means the way people will enter this country is going to be changed for the foreseeable future.
Brigitte, would you agree with that, that we have to fight this as a war, and B, maybe throw out parts of the rule book?
We are at war, whether we recognize it or not. We are at war because our enemy has declared war on us. And we have to take measures that we have not taken before and adjust as a society, just like Israel adjusted. Look at the measures that Israel has. Israel does not discriminate against Arab Israelis, but they have incredible measures of security to keep themselves safe.
Rabbi, Brigitte, you guys are both absolutely amazing. When it comes to this kind of thing, thinking this kind of thing through, you were my first two requests, and I'm glad you both made it tonight. Appreciate it.